Hey everyone, Shakir here with Brian and you're watching Tablet Guy. A few days back, Brian did this all-praise video on OnePlus 8 Pro and sugarcoated the OnePlus 8 generously. More than Krispy Kreme coated donuts. Tell us Brian, how much did they actually pay you?
Honestly, they didn't pay me a dime. But I really like OnePlus 8 Pro. I think it's a good phone.
The OnePlus 8 Pro, Brian, is without question a critical success for the company. But its high price and limited availability has stoked the fire for many OnePlus 8 fans. We don't think that those are the only issues with the $900 flagship though. There are definitely areas where the 8 Pro may not satisfy even those who find its cost acceptable.
And this is where I will tell you the 5 things we think make the 8 Pro a less than ideal phone, if still a great one.
So the first is, it's humongous. Don't you think it's a very large slate to pocket?
This was the true for the OnePlus 7 Pro and 7T Pro before it, and it's even truer of the 8 Pro. It's a gigantic phone. Sure, it's great to have a huge screen for viewing content, but even someone with relatively large hands will have to perform some finger gymnastics to reach certain parts of the UI, making accidental drops all the more likely. This will probably make you want to use a case, adding to the heft even more. Enough is enough now, phones don't need to get any bigger. We'd take the size of the cheaper OnePlus 8 with the features of the 8 Pro if we could.
Yes, number 2 is the dreaded curved screen inspired by Samsung S series.
I may have waxed lyrical about how good the display is above, but it does have one rather obnoxious flaw. We have Samsung to blame for the curved screen fad, even though the Korean company has reduced this so much on the Galaxy S20 series much that it's no longer an issue, but other manufacturers haven't yet got the memo. Instead, we're left with off-angle discoloration and accidental touches aplenty on the OnePlus 8 and 8 Pro. Some people will be able to ignore it, but I can't unsee the vastly different look of the left and right screen edges, especially on white backgrounds. This is something I can only hope OnePlus moves away from with its next handsets.
And then we have the cameras, which are still not that great.
There's no doubt that OnePlus has improved its image processing immensely in recent years, probably to the point where these latest cameras rival those on the Galaxy S20 series, despite costing far less. That's as much to do with Samsung's missteps as OnePlus's progress, however, and imaging on the 8 Pro still can't compete with the like of Apple, Google, and Huawei. The main and ultra-wide cameras on the OnePlus 8 Pro are pretty good in most situations, if not entirely consistent, but the telephoto lens really lets the side down. It crops higher resolution images for 3x lossless zoom, but the results aren't great. Then there's the fourth rear camera, the practically pointless color filter camera that's doing nothing but taking up space and adding to the material's cost. For more on this, check out our camera comparison post to see how the OnePlus 8 Pro stacks up against the Pixel 4 and Galaxy S20 Ultra. From a design perspective, the camera bump is also enormous, which makes the phone wobble annoyingly when placed on a table.
And sorry, how much is the price? Don't you think the price is a bit too much?
This is a tricky one because if you compare the $900 starting price of the OnePlus 8 Pro to other phones on the market with similar specs, like the $1,200 Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus, it doesn't seem too expensive. But $900 is still a hell of a lot to pay for any phone and considerably more than previous Pro models from OnePlus, not including the limited edition McLaren models. It does include features no other OnePlus phone has before, such as an official IP rating and wireless charging, but OnePlus fans have gotten used to paying significantly less, so the price hike will be hard to swallow. It's especially tough on people who don't intend to use the 8 Pro on a 5G network despite having paid for a phone that supports it, which brings us to
the 5G sort of.
Even if you do want to use 5G on the OnePlus 8 Pro, your options are sorely limited in the US. The unlocked version only supports 5G on T-Mobile/Sprint, which means low and mid-band only. There's no wave even though the cheaper OnePlus 8 is launching on Verizon with support for the high-band part of the spectrum only. This is another cost-cutting measure from OnePlus, and while it won't matter to the vast majority of potential buyers, It does mean that this expensive 5G phone doesn't actually support the fastest 5G speeds possible.
Despite all that, we still like the OnePlus 8 Pro, and we hope that OnePlus 8 does something really soon to fix these issues. The problem is that all the good phones start with underdogs, but then they become sort of an establishment. The same happened with Apple, then with Samsung, then happened to Huawei, and it's now sort of happening with OnePlus. OnePlus was one stop where you could find a good quality phone in the price that you wanted, but now the concept is dying off. People are relying on Oppo and Xiaomi to produce quality, cost-effective phones. One place that OnePlus was really doing good, but now it has lost that spot. Please leave us a comment what you really think about OnePlus. I hope you like this video. Keep watching our channel for more videos like these, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you cannot miss any videos. Signing out right now, have a great day and goodbye.